So we
Excellent.
we should be live. I hope we're live. I think we're live. Let's get a wait for it to officially say it's going here. Okay, I see the thing, so I think that means we're actually live. So, hello
Awesome.
everybody. My name is Scott Skiba. I'm the executive artistic director for Cleveland Opera Theater. Welcome to Page to Stage. This is something that we've moved this week. It has been living in an evening slot, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. But we're trying pulling it into our standard Opera 101 noontime slot to see how we do. So we're really excited today to have with us Kathryn Frady, who is the executive director for Marble City Opera. Kathryn has been with us in Cleveland. She starred in Amelia Lost, one woman opera by Larry Dellinger, for our inaugural Nowfest. She also directed scenes for that festival. She's been with us in the Cleveland area as well, working with Baldwin Wallace Opera. Where I also work. So it's she's got some great Cleveland ties to us, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. So welcome, Kathryn. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing really well. It's a little
Awesome.
early for me at 12 o'clock, actually, but
I understand. I understand. Well, yeah, thanks for joining us. So where are you joining us from?
I am joining you from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Awesome. How are things in Knoxville?
Things in Knoxville are going okay, and we're moving back into a rephased opening with the city. And yeah, so it's interesting. We'll see how things go in the next 2 weeks. It'll be really, really telling.
Yeah. Now, what do you have in mind for what you're able to do? I mean, I don't know if you tuned into the Nats thing yesterday, but it sort of confirmed all of the grim things that singers are super spreaders. Even if you account for trained opera singers are aspirating less than a pop singer, your average loud talker, we're still spreading more than usual. And then when you breathe, you're inhaling more than usual. Audiences testing downwind, upwind. How are you processing all this, and what do you have in store for Marble City Opera in Knoxville?
I did actually attend that meeting. Yeah, it was a lot. But well, fortunately, our production of Pagliacci was supposed to happen this May, and it was obviously postponed. So we're moving it to August.
Mhm.
And fortunately, we'd planned on putting it in an outdoor space at the Tennessee Amphitheater.
Mhm.
So in order to make it happen, we're actually going to cut the chorus down a lot so that in rehearsals we don't have as many people. We're also cutting the orchestra so that way, again, because it's really about keeping everybody safe in the rehearsal space at that time, you know, not having enough ventilation in the rehearsal room and all of those things. So we're also cutting down the rehearsal time for our principals, going to do more of a semi-staged production,
Mhm.
working with the director to come up with ideas and ways that we can each have our own prop that we're not sharing,
Mhm.
um, and doing a little bit more, you know, um, social distancing on stage, but still creating these characters. And
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like a lot of fun. We're talking about wearing masks, in rehearsal, even though I know, like, not for singing specifically, but while we're staging some of the scenes
Mhm.
um, that we don't have to sing through, and just keeping everybody as comfortable as possible. I think being outside, we're going to have to be limiting how many patrons are able to be there as well, but we're going to have enough distance
Mhm.
between us and them that it's still going to be, I think we'll all be okay for that. And then as moving forward, I'm looking at producing shows with smaller casts, with local singers, so they're not bringing people in from other areas. Hopefully that'll lessen the likelihood of contamination, and also things that we can easily film and put online and go live with.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where we are.
Awesome. How are you handling? Are you going to do any kind of quarantine for the singers? I've been thinking, well, if we take our same, 3-ish week rehearsal period and we have everybody quarantine for the first 2 weeks, we're doing, music rehearsal and staging separately, then we can actually start to sing. Like, how are you thinking of approaching that?
Well, I'm hoping that. I have my fingers crossed that we will be able to have those in-home tests before August. If not, I really am gonna try to have my company pay for everyone to get a test 2 weeks before they arrive.
Hmm.
So that we just know going into it that like no one has the coronavirus, as we start rehearsal. And then I am putting together some procedures so that we can do the temperature tests, and keeping everything. It's going to be really hard for stage management. That's what I'm going to say. It's going to be a challenge for them, keeping everything clean. And so we're trying to limit how much we touch and share, to accommodate them, and how
Yeah,
much they're having to clean. Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah.
a whole new world.
It is a
Yeah.
whole new world. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, just working on budgets and seeing how we pivot and sort of looking at the intersection of here's online programming and here's its decline, and here is in-person programming and here's its incline, and how does that intersect and where does that intersect in time? Um,
Yeah. I
you
don't
know,
know about you, but when they started talking about the idea that we needed to have like space suits last night in the Nets thing, that I thought that was a fabulous idea. I was like, yeah, let's
well,
just do a space opera.
we had been chatting about that at BW. Mark Wiegraff, our department chair, and I, we were just tossing around ideas, and I found like the welder mask that sort of flipped down, or space suits, or water suits, and then the concerning thing was that unless those suits are ventilated, they still don't provide any protection. So I was like, oh well, okay, I guess it
It'd
could
be
be
a pretty
cool.
expensive costume,
It
but
would be. Yeah, I even thought of giant hamster bubbles or something that we could all run around in. But yeah,
nice.
it's going to be, yeah,
I
protecting the
like it.
artists, protecting the audience. I even thought they were talking about as long as you're downwind or upwind or whatever. But I thought, well, the audience is on one side and the actors are on the other side. So if wind's going this way, they get it. If wind's going that way, then they get it. So
Yeah, yeah, that's going to be a challenge. I've also a couple of my little ideas that I've been thinking. One was a drive-in opera, I think would
mhm.
be totally fun. Um, and also, I think we should just bring back the sitcom operas. Menotti wrote those operas and they were on television, and
Yep,
why not? Why not write some more that can just have like a weekly installment, you know?
exactly. Yeah, there's so many different ways to look at it. Sitcoms, the stuff written for TV, all the one-person monodramas, new
Hmm.
stuff written for the environment. Uh, yeah, it's all new. So, how does as an executive director, how does this change your work? I mean, you sort of you meet it on a lot of levels because you're a performer, you're a wonderful singer, wonderful actress. You have a lot of stage management, production management experience, but you're also an executive director. So coming at it from all those directions, how does your work as an executive director get impacted by something like this?
Wow, that's a
That's an easy question. I'll
um,
see you in an hour while you think.
um, yeah, I think what's nice about my experience, and how that's impacted me as a whole for this, what we're going through, is that I can kind of see everyone's perspective. I can look at the situation from an artist perspective, from a stage management perspective, from a directing standpoint, and also from the business side of it. And I think that's actually really helping me, with my role as executive director for Marble City Opera, because I've already put procedures, like I have a list of procedures, and it's thinking about the patrons and the artists and the stage managers and the directors, and I think it's actually helping me, just kind of do some strategic thinking around how we can move forward in a safe way, and in an interesting way, and an engaging way for our audiences, because I think that the online performances are great, but there's still a lack of connection. So I think it's important to try to find ways, I think, safely to move outside,
Mhm.
and perform in locations that are really well ventilated. And I'm really glad that our performance was already planned to be outdoors. I think that's going to be great. So
Yeah, yeah, and that brings a whole different set of challenges with it too. Produced. I mean, I had a lot of fun doing it for 10 years, produced stuff outside in Italy, and it was always this, you're doing the rain dance and hoping that the clouds will blow over and no lightning comes and all of that. But it's, I think it is an avenue that, we might be able to deliver some safe performances for everyone. There's just so many new challenges, exploring green screens and recording and syncing and ultra low latency audio and video tech, because
Hmm.
I think that's been a challenge is, what faces the audience in something that's streamed, the audience doesn't really process the delay. But for singers, even just two or even just one working with a conductor, and a pianist or any instrumentalist, you get that latency between, and it's hard to
Yeah,
collaborate.
it's a big challenge. You don't have that. I mean, there's something about being in the same room with people when they're singing with you, and the support that gives you. I mean, we all have big voices, so it's helpful to have, a live piano or, the instrumentation of the orchestra and other singers. It helps you support your own singing. So I think that's definitely a challenge with the online. Yeah.
Definitely. So how have you been spending, other than reimagining the season and being innovative as you do? Have you been cooking or projecting or anything like that? Exploring anything
Um,
new?
So my cooking consists of grilling some chicken and making tacos.
That's
So we've had
good.
lots of tacos,
Cinco de Mayo yesterday, so that fits, right?
lots of tacos, lots of margaritas. I mean, yeah, I've done definitely way more cooking than I normally do, which has been nice. Um, I take a lot of walks with my little dog. Um, Pretty much,
How's Sasha doing?
she's doing well. Yeah.
She like having you at home, you and James?
She loves it. I mean, she's in heaven. She's like, this is the best thing ever. You guys never leave.
Then, yeah. Hopefully, when we come back, she'll be like, "What, guys? Where are you? Where did you go?"
Although she misses the adventure of traveling also. So we've found that she doesn't like to go on her normal walk, because she's like, I've gone that way before. Can we go do something different? So sometimes we actually get her in the car and drive her someplace to go walk, because otherwise she'll just like sit down in the neighborhood like, seriously, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. That's great. Oh, Tim Nelson says hi. Yay, Catherine. Good to see you. Hear your thoughts. So
Hi,
he'll be joining
Tim.
us later in the month too. He and I are chatting this afternoon too. So, any
Awesome.
other any other things you've got cooking? Any surprises? Anything that we can move forward? You mentioned the production. When is it? When's it happening? How can we share and point people towards it?
Our production is happening August 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Tennessee Amphitheater. So just in a few months away, and we're going to definitely be watching, how everything pans out with this COVID illness. So, but our plan is August.
All
So
right. Well, it sounds,
yeah,
yeah. We have normally our largest outdoor concert. We do a series, and several of them, it's already mandated that we reimagine how to deliver them virtually. So our biggest one there, we'll see. It's the Dunham Tavern Museum. So I don't know if that'll be a few select folks can come and hear it, and we can stream the rest of it, or how we'll deliver. So please
yeah,
post the info there. Or I can find it too. I'll put it in the comments on this. So anybody that's scrolling through and finds it, it'll direct them there, because as we're all continually talking, the idea of a co-production, even in this realm,
absolutely.
like
Why
what
not?
is what does that mean now? I'm like, how do you do that? And
I think that's what's really cool is we're doing an online pint-sized opera from our living room to yours.
mhm,
Um, and normally it's just local singers, but now I'm like, hey, if you've sung with us, do you want to come sing again? Because it's
mhm.
going to be online. So I think it's really cool that
Yeah,
we can easily connect with people from all over. It's just,
yeah, it's really, like this. Like we probably wouldn't have done this just randomly, but
yeah.
it's opened up, I think, the way people are thinking and bringing that together. Oh, MCO is having a viewing party of Shadow Light. When is that happening? James Marvel shared that with us here in our comments.
He's reminding me what I'm supposed to say, right?
That's good. Thank you, James.
It's good. Thank you. Yes, we're going to be um, having a watch party of our most recent world premiere of Shadowlight on May 29th, which was what was supposed to be our opening night of Pagliacci. So since we can't gather in person, we're going to gather online. And that's going to be streaming on our Facebook page. So, and Pagliacci will also probably be streamed as well.
Yeah.
We're looking, since we're going to have a smaller audience spread out in a 1,000-seat theater, we'll probably only have be able to have 100 or so people there. So
Yeah, I'd love to get with like the sister companies, and I'd love to get a schedule so that we can just kind of everybody can see that and know when we're cross-pollinating and posting. And normally we do that
yeah,
in city, but it'd be awesome to do that with more people around the country, just to keep growing the network and exposure.
absolutely. And then everyone online can watch Cleveland Opera Theater perform, or you can watch
Yeah,
any opera
we'll build
company
some.
from any location.
Yeah, we'll build virtual fans. We can send that
I
through.
think that would be cool. Yeah.
Well, Catherine, thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us. Any parting words of wisdom or message you'd like to share?
Go in peace. I'm just kidding.
Well, thanks a lot, everybody. Be sure to check out all the great work that Marble City Opera is doing, and stay tuned for all the stuff we've got going on. We're going to make a release next week just about some of our online programming and some of the adjustments we're making. And yeah, great to have you on here, Catherine. Thanks for making time to chat with us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting
All right.
me. It was
I
great to
look,
see you.
you too, and I look forward to talking soon.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.